Today I want to talk about a new compressor that was introduced in Cubase 13. It's called voxcomp and is designed specifically for vocals. And it might just be the easiest compressor to use and just the right compressor for your vocals. Let's check it out. One of the things that I've noticed after working many years in professional studios and collaborating with many producers is that music producers and mixing engineers love an amazing sounding compressor that will get you to the sound as quickly as possible without tweaking too many controls. This is one of the reasons why compressors like the RVox have been used and abused for so many years, and they're still being used. It's because they're very easy to use and they can get a vocal to sit well in a mix with minimum effort, and this is invaluable. The new voxcomp in Cubase 13 does exactly that. And in my opinion, it's a modern classic because not only it allows you to do this, but it's very, very simple. And actually, it can give you a lot of different sounds in between. Let's listen to this vocal. I have this pop arrangement here. So what are we listening to here? We have a typical scenario of a vocal that has been recorded with the right gain staging. So it's not too hot, it's not distorting, and it has plenty of headroom, but it doesn't sit well in the mix. There are phrases that get lost. There are specific words that jump out and scare you off. So now let's see if we can make this vocal sit well in the mix just by using voxcomp. In the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to prove. I will stop at nothing, I got nothing left to lose. Saint or sinner, have I gone too far? Had the repercussions in the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to prove. I will stop at... And that's it. One knob. The video is done. But seriously, this is exactly what you might need in a mixing situation. You might want to get to a great pop vocal sound very quickly with minimal effort, and this plugin delivers when it comes to this. Now, here's a thing that I found when it comes to voxcomp, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to use it. I mean, it's just one knob, but still, in my opinion, with voxcomp, while you're turning the threshold knob, okay, you're bringing up the level, of course, which might be exactly what you want to do, but at some point, you will reach the sweet spot, and this is the sweet spot for that specific vocal for this specific mix. Now, here's the thing that I've noticed with voxcomp. If you go past the sweet spot, you can't make this compressor sound bad. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to show you where I think the sweet spot is for this mix. Have I gone too far? Had the repercussions in the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to... I think this is the sweet spot. I'm compressing 5 to 8 dBs. This is a lot of compression, but for this kind of music, this is the sound. Let's move past the sweet spot. So now I'm compressing 20 dBs. At times, and it still sounds good. It still sounds okay. It doesn't sound like I've destroyed the vocal. So this means two things. Number one, a beginner can easily use voxcomp and they can get to a nicely compressed vocal sound. But if you go past the sweet spot, I would use this compressor in parallel mode because then it becomes a great parallel compressor. So what I would do is I would use the dry wet control here and I would use this compressor as a parallel compressor. And this is something that actually RVox cannot do. I'm going to blend in the compressed signal gradually. In the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to prove.
So this is a very even vocal, and I want you to take a look at the meter right here and see how compact this vocal is. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not something that I would suggest you do for every vocal, because some vocals need to breathe, some vocals need less compression, some vocals need more dynamics. But for some music genres like pop music, like rock music, trap music, hip-hop music, electronic music, this is part of the sound. So a really compressed vocal is part of the sound. So please don't hate me if I show you a lot of compression here. Compress wisely, okay? So take a look at the meters here.
Have I gone too far? I had the repercussions in the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to prove. I will stop at nothing, I got nothing left to lose.
This is exactly what you want when you are processing a vocal for a pop mix. And I chose this track specifically because it has these big 808s, it has the percussion, it has the guitars, it has the synths, and the vocal always has to be in your face. And that's what voxcomp delivers. Now, I know this is YouTube, and some people are going to jump in the comments down below and say, hey, it sounds louder, you didn't level match, and so on and so forth. So let's level match. Let me bring up the fader here, but I'm going to explain why I think this is not what you should always do. Let's go all the way wet, and now let's level match. Luckily with voxcomp it's very easy to level match because you have the input level here and the output level here. So at a glance you can tell if you have the correct level matching. So let's play.
Have I gone too far? I had the repercussions in the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to prove. I will stop at nothing, I got nothing left to lose.
So I'm using the output control to level match, and as you can see, I've level matched now.
Have I gone too far? I had the repercussions in the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to prove. I will stop at nothing, I got nothing.
And now that I've level matched, let's turn voxcomp on and off, and let's see which vocal sounds bigger.
Have I gone too far? I had the repercussions in the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to prove. I will stop at nothing, I got nothing left to lose. Have I gone too far? I had the repercussions in the backseat of my car.
Okay, class dismissed. This is what voxcomp can do even when you level match. The vocal sounds bigger, the perceived loudness is increased, and also it sits well in the mix, where when you remove it, it doesn't sit well. This is the principle when it comes to compression, of course, but sometimes people go a little bit over the top when it comes to this. Now, I'm going to say something here. The reason why I don't think this is the optimum way to do things is because as a mixing engineer, you should be confident about your choices. You should know why you're doing a specific thing when you're adding compression, when you're adding level through compression. If you keep questioning yourself, then this is going to be counterproductive when you're mixing. If I have a vocal like this, that's very low in volume because it was recorded correctly, it has plenty of headroom, I know I want to raise the level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down the threshold on a compressor like voxcomp and raise the level, but at the same time I'm compressing. I know what I'm doing. I know that I want to get to a specific sound. I know my tools. If you're level matching constantly, it's like saying to yourself, you don't know your tools. You don't know what you're doing. You always have to double check because you're not good enough. And to me, this is counterproductive. I think level matching is a great thing to do if you're unsure of what you're doing, but don't overdo it, please. It's not the best way to mix. First and foremost, you have to listen. If the vocal sounds good and it sits well in the mix, and it's the sound that you want, why do you have to level match? Okay? Honestly, what I would do for this vocal if I had to approach this mix would be this.
Have I gone too far? I had the repercussions in the backseat of my car. Hate me, nothing more to prove.
And that's it. I would park it there because I know the sound. I know that this is the kind of compression I want. I know it raised the level. Yes, it did raise the level, but there's no point of me going and doing this. And now what? Now I have to go and raise the fader here to bring it back to the level that it was before I level matched. So you see what I'm talking about? Level matching is great when you're testing plugins where you're not sure about what you're doing. But after you have confidence and you know what you're doing, it's counterproductive. So please level match responsibly. Now, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below if you're using RVox, for example. Is voxcomp a compressor that you would see as a replacement for RVox? Because RVox is one of these compressors that many people are trying to find a replacement for. It's an old compressor. In my opinion, voxcomp is extremely easy to use. It gets you to a result super fast. And in my opinion, in some cases, it sounds better and it's more usable than the RVox. But let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed this video and I put a smile on your face today, don't forget to like, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you want to support the channel, use the super thanks button here or check out my instruments, the Modern 80s drum kit and the Apollo expansion for Patch Shop. You might want to grab one of these amazing t-shirts, or you might want to check any one of these 2 videos because you might enjoy them as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.